What's up, fuckers, and welcome back to another rebuild here on NBA 2K22 Next Gen. Today is a rebuild that I am really hoping does not come true. I am obviously a diehard Celtics fan. The rumor has been leaked that the Celtics are reportedly in talks with the Nets for Kevin Durant, and that is the rebuild that we're going to be doing today. I'll give more of my thoughts and show you guys the full trade package once we do get into this video, but let me tell you right now, my gut reaction to the trade, and potential trade anyways, and I think a lot of Celtics fans' reaction to the trade is don't do it. I don't think it makes much sense for this team. Again, I'll get into more of my thoughts in this video, but if I'm being honest with you, if I'm Jaylen Brown, I'm not very happy right now, and to be honest with you, I do not blame him one bit. We'll be doing the other side of this rebuild as well. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the full trade that I am doing right now. Obviously, Jaylen Brown is probably the best player that the Nets have gotten offered so far in the Kevin Durant sweepstakes. That being said, who knows what's going to end up happening, but let's hop into it. Before we do, of course, if you guys are new around here, have not yet, please subscribe to the channel. I greatly appreciate it. Of course, if you guys could also leave a like on the video, that would be awesome. I'm sorry I haven't uploaded in 4 days. It's been a very chaotic 4 days for me, and honestly, I enjoyed the break from YouTube, so sorry, not sorry, but yeah, this one is going to be painful. So real quickly, let me show you guys the trade before we get into the rotation. Also want to make this clear. This is one, not a realistic rebuild, and two, this is a 3-year rebuild, not a 5-year rebuild. Just want to get those out in the open before we get into this. So, this is the trade. It's Jaylen Brown, Derek White, 2024 first, the 2025 pick, I tried to make it a swap, that wasn't happening, and a 2026 first round pick. Now, let me explain to you why I only did 3 first round picks. There's a couple reasons. Number one, and the most important being, it's all I had access to at the time that I went ahead and pulled the trigger on the trade. So, I'll probably end up sending them one more first round pick, which I believe 4 picks, or 2 picks and 2 pick swaps is very fair value. Even if these aren't the years necessarily of the draft picks, I think that's really good value for the Brooklyn Nets because you're getting an all-star in Jaylen Brown back, 25 years of age, has not even come close to hitting his ceiling yet. By far the best player you're probably going to get offered for Kevin Durant. And I don't think the Celtics are going to give up Marcus Smart. They have never been legitimately ever willing to include Marcus Smart in any sort of trade rumors. So I don't think they're going to go ahead and move Marcus Smart in this deal. I think Derek White's probably the best you're going to get. I mean, they're similar age, similar contracts, so that's probably about what it's going to be there for Brooklyn. That's my gut reaction. On the Celtics side of this, let me explain to you why this trade makes absolutely no sense. Do not get me wrong. Kevin Durant, when fully healthy, probably a top 3, 4, 5, wherever you want to rank him player in the world. By far has some of the most talent I have ever watched step on a basketball court. But he is 33 years old. He has had a bad injury history in the past couple of seasons. He's not getting any better. He's really not. And you want to go ahead as the Celtics and trade for him when, one, you just swept him out of his own building in the first round, and two, you were 2 wins away from an NBA Finals. You were basically, I hate to play the hypothetical game, the green team hypothetical game. It's something all Celtics fans know really, really well. But if your superstar in Jason Tatum does not play like hot ass during the finals, you might even win. I'm not going to say you're definitely going to, but there's a stronger possibility that you win. And I'm just putting that out there. I thought the Celtics were the more talented team. Did they win? No. Obviously, the Golden State Warriors did. But I'm just saying this trade makes no sense from the Celtics perspective. They added Malcolm Brogdon this offseason. They added Danilo Gallinari. Run it back. I mean, for the love of God. I know Kevin Durant don't just pop up on the trade market every day, but good God. I'm sorry. I know this is a rebuild. I had to put my thoughts out there. I already set the rotation. Here's how it's going to look. Marcus Smart, Malcolm Brogdon, Jason Tatum, Kevin Durant, and Robert Williams. Bench unit, Peyton Pritchard, Al Horford, Grant Williams, Danilo Gallinari, and then, yeah, the game auto-signed like Justin Holiday and Avery Bradley and Devontae Cook. I think if the Celtics do end up doing this deal and move one of either White or Smart, they'll probably end up signing another veteran guard. I think they could use that presence off the bench, just so the only guard off the bench isn't Peyton Pritchard. But this is interesting, to say the least. Coming from a Celtics fan, I don't want it to happen. I love Jaylen Brown. I really, really do. He was 100% your best player in the finals. If the Celtics somehow miraculously won that championship, he was your finals MVP. It wasn't Jason Tatum. So I understand the frustration from, pretty much all of Celtics Nation. I really do, and including myself. But it's a business. You always look to make your team better. So I'm not going to shit on Brad Stevens. He has not done us wrong so far. So maybe he knows what he's doing. But yeah, I'm nervous for this. Obviously hypothetical. Who knows what the trade's going to look like. this is what we're going to go with today. I'll see you guys at the end of the first year here in Boston. First season in Boston is over. We are the 1 seed here in the East. I think whether or not Kevin Durant comes to Boston, I think there's a pretty high possibility the Celtics end up as the 1 seed. Currently on all the betting websites, they're the title favorite, so we will see. Mr. Luka Doncic, MVP. I know we pretty much see that every single time. Chet Holmgren, Rookie of the Year. Trae Young, 6th man. The game is stupid as hell. Giannis Defensive Player of the Year. Nick Claxton, Most Improved. Taylor Jenkins, Coach of the Year. Somehow, after the first season, he never ends up staying with Memphis. I don't know what that is, but Memphis wins 66 games. So, hell of a run by them. We go 53-29. Wow, Memphis is really, really good. Goddamn. Oh, Andre Drummond. Good Lord. All right, let's look at some numbers on the year. Jason Tatum, Kevin Durant, obviously both balled out for us. Malcolm Brogdon was super solid as well. Rob Williams, Pritchard, Al Horford, Marcus Smart, Danilo Gallinari, Grant Williams, and then you got Avery Bradley, Sam Hauser playing a couple minutes. Rebounds was Rob Williams, and assists was Mr. Malcolm Brogdon. So, let's see what we got here in round number 1. It's going to be the New York Knicks. Derrick Rose, Emmanuel Quickly, RJ Barrett, Julius Randle, Mitchell Robinson. The roster's not updated. That is why that Jalen Brunson's not on the team. I do not have an updated shared file on PS5. If anybody has one, I would greatly appreciate it. And we're up 3-1 right now on the Brooklyn Nets, the New York Knicks. And moving on to the Eastern Conference semifinals with the Cavs. Garland, Okoro, Markkanen, Mobley, Allen. I'll be really interested to see where Colin Sexton ends up. I know he's still a free agent at the time I'm recording this video. We're 1-1 right now with Cleveland. We go down 2-1, down 3-1, 3-2. We get lose. Wow. The 5-seeded Cleveland Cavaliers knock us off, and then the Grizzlies go on to win the finals. Hey, they won 66 games. John Morant has pretty, I don't know. I feel like John Morant's better than that, but still wins finals MVP. Alrighty, let's hit our first offseason here in Boston. Let's see. What the fucking bug? How are there always bugs flying around me? It's nasty. Let's hit the draft lottery. We obviously do not have any picks. The Jazz actually have 2 top 7 projected picks. That would be really good for them. Spurs, Rockets, Bulls, Pelicans, and the Wizards. The Lakers always somehow just really, really suck here. Ime Udoka is obviously not going anywhere. I like him a lot. Matthew Jones, Will Hardy, who is now the coach of the Utah Jazz, but it's really not that important right now. Ime Udoka had a hell of a first season under the helm in Boston, so I'm not firing him. I think he's a really good head coach. We have the number 1 overall pick in round number 2 and number 9 in round number 2. Let's go ahead, and actually I'll probably move this. This is at the point where this is not a realistic rebuild, so I will draft somebody here just because it's like a pick where I can maybe still go ahead and get some decent value. So let me go ahead and see who's just available here for me. Oh, did not mean to. Shit. Henderson goes 1. Amani Bates over Victor Wembanyama. That's hilarious. James Najee is a center. Might be the pick just because who knows what's going to happen with Al Horford. So I do not know who this dude is. He's at the top of the draft board here. Let's go ahead and take him. He's going to be a 71 overall, so not the highest overall. Probably still won't play. Maybe could get some minutes after this season. So we will see. Let's hit qualifying. Grant Williams is somebody I definitely want back. Sam Hauser, probably not. I'd like to see him maybe get some minutes in real life this year, but it's probably not going to happen. So we are here right now with this team. Gallo's a free agent. Sam Hauser's a free agent. Obviously, Grant Williams is my biggest priority. I think Gallo's probably going to be a 1-year guy with the Celtics. I don't really see him more than 1 year here in Boston. But yeah, let's decide what we're going to do. Our first free agent signing here is going to be Nerlens Noel. He's actually from Massachusetts. He's actually been somewhat linked to the Celtics in like the past 4 to 5 years. His name has popped up. I'm not saying that's the reason we're signing him. Good value at the backup center spot. I love Al Horford. I really do. I hope he retires a Celtic, but unfortunately, here with 2K, he's just going to keep progressing. He's probably going to be like a 73 overall at the age of 37 by the time we do sim to the start of year number 2. So that's why I'm not bringing him back. If this was real life, I probably would. Grant Williams, I'm going to wait until we get through the moratorium phase just so I can give him a real contract. Nerlens Noel will be a pretty solid backup overall for Mr. Robert Williams. So now I'm going to give Grant Williams a contract. We're going to go ahead and pay him. I'm fine with $10 million a year roughly over a 3-year stretch. That's probably a little lower than what I would imagine you'd probably get in real life. I think he'd probably be more around the 12 to 13 to 14 range in real life. But I like Grant Williams a lot. He's going to be the backup for Kevin Durant. And then we're going to sign a backup shooting guard as well. And that's pretty much going to be it. I might do a sign and trade here. I know it's not realistic at all. This is not a realistic rebuild. I might use Gallinari here just because he's the highest overall right now. We'll move him for some sort of backup shooting guard for Malcolm Brogdon. Jason Tatum's in a position right now where he really doesn't need a backup. So let's move Gallo, and we'll also do 2 second-round picks, see what the options are in the shooting guard department. Grayson Allen's just like an asshole. I really don't want him, if I'm just being completely honest with you. Bogdan Bogdanovic definitely excites me, though. That is a really good player to have come off the bench for us. Decent shooter as well. All right, we're in a pretty good spot right now. I think when with a team like this and a rebuild like this, it's probably a little bit of a faster one just because the story kind of writes itself with the way it's going to go. Celtics are obviously a championship contending team. They made a huge move, hypothetically, for Mr. Kevin Durant. So it kind of does make sense that, we really didn't have to make many moves today. But nonetheless, I'm excited with this team. Obviously lost in the East semis last year. We're looking to go back to the finals and hopefully win it this time. Banner 18. I'll see you guys at the start of year number 2. So we made a couple small moves, nothing too big this offseason. The starting 5 remains exactly the same. Marcus Smart, Malcolm Brogdon, Jason Tatum, Kevin Durant, and Robert Williams. Really good starting 5, probably close to, if not the best in the entirety of the NBA. Bench unit, Peyton Pritchard. I don't know why Williams and Pritchard's overalls are going down. It's one of those 2K glitches, I know. Bogdanovic was probably our biggest free agent acquisition, our trade acquisition, whatever you want to call him, this offseason. We're super excited to have him here, followed by Grant Williams. Got a nice contract extension. And then Mr. Nerlens Noel. 9-man rotation for us here in Boston. This team really doesn't need a backup with both having KD and Jason Tatum. I think we're in a really good spot right now to hopefully go out and win a championship. I'll see you guys at the end of year number 2. Second season in Boston is over, and Mr. Jason Tatum, your MVP, 33 points, 9 boards, 5.5 assists. For the young 19-year-old prodigy. You love it to see it. We're the 1 seed. Victor Wembanyama, your rookie of the year. Fell to number 3 overall, believe it or not. Trae Young, once again, 6-man. Giannis Stevens, player of the year. Shaedon Sharpe, most improved. Ime Udoka, coach of the year. We go 64-18 this year. Definitely good enough for the 1 seed here in the East. Probably the best record in the NBA. And yes, it was. All right, let's take a look at some numbers real quick before we head into the postseason. Tatum and Durant still obviously both balling the fuck out. Malcolm Brogdon, Bogdanovic, Rob Williams, Peyton Pritchard, Marcus Smart, Grant Williams, Nerlens Noel, J.D. Davison down there. I hope J.D. Davison actually ends up playing a decent amount. Well, he probably won't play a decent amount, but I'd like to see him develop, if not in the G League, whatever it may be. I think he's a little more of a project, but I like him a lot. And of course, we got the Bucks here in round number 1. Holiday, Malik Monk, Giannis, Chris Middleton, Portis, Kendrick Nunn. Interesting squad there. Yeah, they're obviously the Milwaukee Bucks. No matter which seed they are still Giannis and still Chris Middleton. They are still very, very good. We're up 3-2, and we close them out in 6 games. Moving on to the Detroit Pistons. Killian Hayes, Kate Cunningham, Sadiq Bey, Dick Bridges. Andre Drummond goes back to Detroit, and he's their starting center. We're 1-1 with them right now. We're down 2-1, 2-2. That team's no joke. And we're on to the East Finals, and this time it is the Charlotte Hornets. LaMelo Ball, Colin Sexton, interesting addition there. Gordon Hayward, our old friend here in Boston. Larry Nance Jr., Mark Williams. You have Jalen Brunson off the bench, Scary Terry, James Bouknight. How many guards do you need off the bench? Let's see if we can get by them. They definitely have a better bench than us. We definitely have a better starting 5 than them. We are up 3-1. We close them out in 5 games. Moving on to the defending champion, Memphis Grizzlies. John Morant, Desmond Bane, Zaire Williams, Jackson Jr., Brandon Clark. They got Tyus Jones, Rui Hachimura, Dwight Powell. Good team there in Memphis. I'd say we're probably a little bit better. Just my humble opinion, we probably have the 2 best players in the series. We are up 3-1. And we close them out in 5. Jace, oh my God. Man averaged 43, 6, and 3 with 2 steals, just under a block a game. He shot almost 70% from the field and 57% from 3. Yeah, no, I'd say he probably made up for his tough performance in the 2022 finals here in 2024. If Jason Tatum hopefully gets back to the finals with the Celtics, I hope he plays a lot better. But yeah, we win a championship. I mean, again, you have Kevin. Oh my Thunder! Holy shit! You have Kevin Durant and Jason Tatum on the same team. Oh my Thunder again! Oh my God! If things are going to happen here in 2K, it really doesn't shock me. We won a championship. This wasn't one of the harder rebuilds, if you will, that we've ever had to accomplish on this channel. Reason I'm kind of doing this rebuild without the trade actually happening is I wanted to give a lot of my thoughts, and then just see if 2K thinks this team can win a championship. We have no draft picks this year. I wasn't really planning on drafting anybody anyways. I'll bring back James Najee. Is he related to Zeke? Is that how the same spelling of the last name? Not 100% positive on that. I'll give Pritchard the qualifying offer. I will offer it to J.D. Davison. I maybe want to get him in the rotation. There's a little bit of a low overall still. Bogdanovic here as well, and Pritchard. I'll probably make one trade, and honestly, I don't know what it's going to be. Like, Brogdon's played super well for us. It might be Smart, and it's not that I want to trade Marcus Smart. I just don't like leaving teams exactly the same way they are. I'm sure a lot of you know that at this point. So maybe we'll see if we can get a package surrounding for a new point guard, including Marcus Smart. We'll see. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to give an offer here to Bogdanovic, who actually wants pretty cheap money, surprisingly. And then Peyton Pritchard, I was going to give a contract to anyways. We're entering the final season. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give him his qualifying offer. I think other than that, we should be pretty much all set. I might include Bogdanovic in this potential Marcus Smart trade. I'll see you guys with the move. Here's how the deal is going to look. Smart, Bogdanovic, and a first for Jamal Murray and Christian Braun. Again, we didn't need to make this deal. We're just spicing it up a little bit. We're getting a little bit younger at the starting point guard spot as well. I love Marcus Smart. I hope he's a Celtic for life. But We get Jamal Murray in here, 3 to 4 years younger, probably an overall better player at this point. So he's going to come in and be my new starting point guard. Pritchard will still have a backup there. I'm probably going to look to sign a new backup shooting guard, and then other than that, we're honestly all set. So the shooting guard options are not great, like John Concar, and really not in the mood for that. I'm actually going to do a little bit of a sign and actually, Caruso's 6'5". Low key, like, what if I just move him to the shooting guard spot? Because I have really good shooting here with Peyton Pritchard. So Caruso actually goes down 2 overalls. All right, I'll trade him for a new backup point guard or backup shooting guard. I wish I could have had Alex Caruso on this team. It would have been fun. Ultimately, it didn't really work out. So shooting guard of some sort. Duncan, yeah, no. Marvin Bagley could be fun. He's just not a shooting guard. I'm not getting a ton of offers here for shooting guards. Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Oh, actually had a really good year last year. Let's pick him up. Welcome to the team, and I will see you guys at the start of the third and final year here in Boston. Year number 3, we made one big change to this starting 5. We were obviously fresh off a championship. I really didn't want to trade Marcus Smart, but he was kind of the odd man out, and maybe some of you could say that would be Brogdon, but Brogdon been playing super well. Smart's numbers are obviously a little bit lower, and I don't know. I wanted to change it up. That's why I did it. Some Celtics fans in my comment section might classify it as a mortal sin to trade Marcus Smart, but it's a hypothetical. Relax before we get into it. Jamal Murray, Malcolm Brogdon, Jason Tatum, Kevin Durant, Robert Williams going to be the starting 5. Bench unit, Peyton Pritchard, Grant Williams, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, and Nerlens Noel. Again, really solid team. We are fresh out of a championship. I'm looking to go back-to-back. See you guys at the end of year number 3. Third season is over. Jason Tatum, back-to-back MVPs. He gets his second career one. Still at the age of 19, end of year number 3. You love to see it. Mikey Williams, your rookie of the year, is in Phoenix. Drummond, oh my, gross. Jackson Jr., defensive player of the year. Scoot Henderson, most improved. And Ime Udoka, coach of the year. We won 61 games this year. I think we won, 64 last year. 60-plus wins is a hell of an impressive year, no matter which year you do it in, no matter what your record was last year. Stats, Tatum, MVP, led us in scoring, followed by Kevin Durant. Jamal Murray, Malcolm Brogdon, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Rob Williams, Peyton Pritchard, Grant Williams, Noel. Got J.D. Davis in. I wish I could have got him a little bit more involved. This was a 5-year reel that I probably could have, but not today, unfortunately. And Milwaukee again here. Oh, and they added Lonzo Ball, but they lost Chris Middleton. And they added Karis LeVert. They got D'Anthony Melton here as well. Not bad. It's a good team there in Milwaukee. I mean, obviously, no matter which team Giannis is on, it's going to be a good team. Also, if there's any confusion, I fully 100,000% think Giannis Antetokounmpo is the best player in the NBA. Just want to put it out there. Harden, Maxey, David Nwaba, Tobias Harris, Joel Embiid. They got D'Lo coming off the bench along with Paul Reed there in Philadelphia. Historically, the Celtics pretty much own the 76ers. I'm sorry, Sixers fans. It's just the truth of the matter. We went in 6, moving on to the Charlotte Hornets. LaMelo, Rozier, Josh Hart, Kai Jones, Karl Anthony Towns signed contract there. He obviously wouldn't have actually been a free agent if the contracts were updated. But, yeah, that's fine by me. We still win in 5. And here, oh, God, I've avoided them so far. They had a DJ Wagner as well. Holy shit. And Amari Bailey, Brandon Ingram. Zion's playing center. Oh, my God. That is one of the scarier things I've ever seen before in my life. We'll simcast it. Even if I hop in the game, we have the little fun glitch. It's the final year anyways. I'm sure a lot of you do know what the roster is. And I kind of want to play with KD and Jason Tatum on the same team. I think it would be fun. So we'll get a couple minutes of gameplay here, and then we'll end the video by me giving my thoughts on this whole situation. Let's hop in. We are about to sweep. Yes, sweep the New Orleans Pelicans. Malcolm Brogdon with 26 points in the night. Hell of an impressive game for him. Looking to make it number 28 right here. Yeah, this has been a fun rebuild. Obviously, let me explain this. I'm not basing my take off of a 2K rebuild, obviously. I will say this. I think Kevin Durant, oh wow, he actually has 3 free throws. Kevin Durant is by far, I'm pretty sure everybody agrees with this, one of the most talented players probably in the history of basketball. Not even just in the NBA currently. He's obviously 33 years old right now. He has a 4-year contract. The reason I might believe that maybe the Celtics are entertaining this, and I hate to use the word entertaining when you're trying to trade for Kevin Durant, who's first ballot Hall of Famer, one of the best players in NBA history, is just based off the fact that they might somehow wholeheartedly believe that Jaylen Brown, after these next 2 years are up, when he becomes a free agent, might want to go somewhere else. Jason Tatum triple-double. And lead his own team. And honestly, I don't blame him. I think Jaylen Brown 100% has the capability, wow, that went in, to be like a number 1 on a team. And honestly, I wouldn't blame the dude for wanting that. I think it sucks that would have to be the situation here, because I hope Jaylen Brown's a Celtic for life, but wow, KD, oh my God. It's the NBA, though. Like, these things are going to happen. I think Jaylen Brown sees himself more as a Batman than a Robin, and he's obviously been Robin in Boston. It's a weird Batman comparison, but it's the simplest one that I can kind of use to get my point across. So you all should probably understand what I'm saying, but it just sucks, man. I think, like, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, you run it back with the new additions you have with Malcolm Brogdon, Danilo Gallinari, you hopefully have a fully healthy Rob Williams, fully healthy Marcus Smart, hell, even a fully healthy Jason Tatum. I still think you're title favorites, and I really, what the fuck was that? I really do, and it sucks that these rumors are out there. Do I think they'll make the trade? Ultimately, I don't. I think this is one of those things that I think, if I'm being honest with you, I think the Nets camp kind of leaked, and I think it was one of those things that maybe even a couple weeks ago, as maybe some other reporters reported, that it was a couple weeks ago, the Celtics inquired about Kevin Durant, and these things get blown out of proportion, and it finally got leaked and whatever. And it sucks because I do not want to disgruntled Jaylen Brown, man. Celtics Nation loves Jaylen Brown. We really do. We don't want him to go anywhere, and we really don't. So if it was a straight up 1-for-1 trade, man, I would obviously, I wouldn't be as disappointed. I know it was obviously not going to be a straight up 1-for-1 trade, but I'm just saying, along with that, I think the Celtics should kind of take a little bit of a page out of the Nets playbooks themselves. I mean, look what the Celtics did to the Nets. What was it? Not 3 years ago. It was about 9 years ago at this point when they made that trade with Garnett and Pierce and Terry, and you look what happened. It turned into Tatum and Brown. So, like, I'm not saying that same thing will happen, but I mean, if you're giving up picks that are in 2028 and 2029, who knows what's going to happen by then? So it makes me nervous. The picks are obviously not as big as giving up Jaylen Brown, but just as a whole, my thoughts are, and my reaction is that I want to keep Jaylen Brown. And I don't want Kevin Durant. Those are my thoughts. We'll end it there. I'll see you guys. Actually, I don't know if I'll see you with the Finals MVP. Let's see what happens. So we got the fun glitch that it just continues to do this, and it's not going to actually hop back into the My League file, but that's fine. The video is over anyway. So you know what the team looks like. We won 2 championships, banner 18, banner 19. I just gave you my kind of full thoughts. I was trying to do both and kind of give you my thoughts and play, so it was a little bit of a lot. Hopefully you kind of got my main gist. I am also not saying that Jaylen Brown is even remotely in the same stratosphere and the level of talent as Kevin Durant. Do I think Jaylen Brown's hit his peak yet? No. I mentioned that earlier in this video. We know what Kevin Durant is. He's, when healthy, top 3, top 4, top 5, whatever you want to call him, player in the NBA. There's really no doubting that. Undisputed, superstar, has the resume, one of the best players in NBA history. Jaylen Brown, he's an all-star. That's pretty much it. But he's 25, and that's the thing for me. And if this Celtics team maybe didn't make the finals last year, or maybe got swept by the Warriors, and Jason Tatum still played super well in the finals, and there weren't some injury concerns, whatever it may be, obviously I'm not giving the Celtics an excuse. They lost. The Warriors were the better team. Straight up there. On record. I will say, though, it's just tough for me to kind of wrap my head around this one when you potentially have the Jays for the rest of their careers if you can keep them happy. So you got Kevin Durant for what? Probably 3 to 4 years. Who even knows? But those are my thoughts. Obviously, who knows what's going to happen. I hope these rumors were just made up, or not made up, but have no traction. I hope it doesn't happen. That's my take. You're more than welcome to disagree with me. Let me know down below in the comment section. Of course, if you guys are new around here, could subscribe to the channel. Greatly appreciate it. I do apologize about not uploading for 4 days. To be honest with you, I recorded a Bulls rebuild, a 5-year Bulls rebuild, and then the file got corrupted. And I just wasn't in the mood to do it again the day after. And then I had a busy weekend. I'm sorry. So, yeah, that's pretty much me explaining what happened there. As always, thank you guys though so much for watching. We should be getting back to daily uploads. I love you guys. I'll catch you guys on the next one.